Hey, money makers, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so excited about this conversation we're going to have. It is a very necessary one, and let's talk about how to create profit in your business for fourth quarter 2020. I've been having so many conversations with folks who feel like 2020 has been straight from hell, and a lot of that has affected their business. It's affected the way that they show up in business. It's affected the way that their business shows up for them. So today I'm here to give you 5 things that you need to be doing immediately so that you can scale your business, scale your profits in 2020. Now, before we jump into any of this, make sure you go ahead and like this video and share it with someone who needs it. Share it with a biz bestie, share it with your mentors and mentees. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button if you're following us on YouTube. If you're following us on the business page, make sure that you subscribe so that you get notifications when we go live every Wednesday. So let's talk about how to create profit. Um, First, before we get into any of this, it's really important to understand that there's a major difference between income and profit. And so a lot of you have been creating income in your business. You're creating revenue in your business. The problem is that you are putting out just as much, or the thing that you are offering is requiring so much of you while your financial overhead might be low. The exchange of energy is just not worth it. So today, again, I'm going to give you some tips that increase your profit and not just your revenue. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing is creating a daily practice. As you see, I have changed my title, and you'll be seeing a lot of things with our new title and with the new initiative that we're working on coming out soon. But it now says AIM Strategist, which is abundance, intuition, and monetization. And so before we can get into any of these tips, it's really important to understand when we talk about abundance and aligning with abundance, that is the number one thing that is stopping you from creating profit in your business. So it's so vital to have a daily practice that really allows you to get aligned with abundance. In all of my trainings, I teach the same thing. Manifestation is so simple. It is simply being clear on your intention, being clear about your outcome, and really aligning with that, and then taking the action. And so when we talk about aligning with abundance and having a daily practice, this is first having a system of checks and balances where you are able to make sure that your actions are in alignment with that thing that you're intending. One thing that I give my clients is actually a daily ritual that starts your day off with intention. You might know what you want to accomplish for the year, for the month, maybe even for the week. But sometimes it's important to set an intention moment by moment. And so I ask you, in this moment, what are you creating? What is your intention? And what are you doing to make it happen? Are your actions aligned with the thing that you say you are creating? So for those who are desiring to create more profit, if you are saying that you want to serve more clients at a higher level, are you still getting in front of the people who are not actually going to buy your services? Are you still serving an audience who doesn't even value what you have to offer? It's important that you are aligned with your intention and that all of the actions that follow are in alignment with the abundance you're desiring to create. So a few simple tips for aligning with abundance. Again, the first thing is going to be having some sort of daily ritual, having some sort of morning routine that starts your day off with intention. If you like to journal, journaling is going to be a lifesaver. Journal and script about the things that you want to create. One of my favorite manifestation techniques is simply to script about the things that have not yet happened that I desire to create in my day. And I take a moment to visualize and actually write out my day before it even happens. And that's one thing that allows me to manifest so quickly, because I know what I'm actually desiring to manifest. So the first thing is, what do you desire to attract? The second part of that is, who do you desire to be today? So get really clear about your intention. Have some sort of daily practice. Meditation is another one that is a life changer. And we talk about meditation all the time. This doesn't have to be you sitting in stillness and in quiet and getting in touch with yourself, even though, of course, we know that that is always the outcome of meditation. But if you find that it's hard for you to still your thoughts, then it can be as simple as a moving meditation. So walking as you meditate, for those who like to do a daily walk. There's a meditation that I have my clients do in the shower, where they actually envision the things that they desire to release going down the drain. So find the type of meditation that works for you. It doesn't matter what you do. They are all tools. The magic is in you. The key, however, is having some sort of practice that allows you to actually start your day with intention. So that's my first tip, is to have some sort of daily spiritual practice that allows you to start your day aligned with the abundance that you desire to create. The second tip that I'm going to give is, know your numbers. Before we can get into any discussion of creating more abundance, it's important to understand how to maintain the abundance that you currently have. You can't ask to manifest more if you are not managing what you already have. So know your numbers. Now, with this one, I will be using the B word that so many people hate to talk about, and that's budget. But it's so vital that you have a clear business budget. Today is September 30th. No better time to create your fourth quarter budget than before you actually go into fourth quarter. So know your numbers. Now, when we talk about your numbers, really this is simple. The first thing is knowing your income sources, knowing what type of money is coming into your business. The second part of that is understanding your costs. And with this, you're going to have a few different types of costs. So the first is fixed costs. So of course you have your taxes. Of course you have overhead, like any type of rent or utilities. But in addition to that, you're also going to have variable costs. So these will be things that are not the same every month. So while your rent, for example, or your lease for your building might be the same, the electric bill might change. So know your fixed costs as well as your variable costs. And finally, predict some one-time costs that might come. One really great way to do that is simply look at your last year's spending. Look at what you spent in fourth quarter last year. Were there some things that came up that maybe you actually could have predicted? For example, a lot of you will be doing some sort of promotion for Black Friday. And for many of you, it's going to be a one-time addition to your marketing budget. That's something that you can predict right now. So get very clear on the things that happen every single month, the things that happen occasionally, but you know it's coming up, and the things that happen every now and then, but you know that you probably can predict it. And just like you need to have an emergency fund in your personal budget, I 1000% believe that you need to have an emergency fund in your business budget as well. So my second tip for you is to know your numbers with the great B word, which is budget. My next tip for you, once you know your numbers, which it's so vital, you can't change anything that you don't know. So again, you can't skip this step. Make sure that you know your numbers, but after you know them, improve your numbers. So when I talk about improving your numbers, when we look at budgets, and if you notice that there's a cash flow issue, generally that issue is going to be either that there's not enough income or there's too much outgo. And I'm a firm believer that you have to, again, have a clear understanding of the numbers, but you have to also be honest with yourself about what you have the ability to change. Bill Earl says one of my favorite quotes, which is that if your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep will be your downfall. And so it's really important to have a clear grasp of what am I working with and can I do in my power to change this? So looking at your outgo, this means looking at where you can cut expenses. Profit is such a simple equation. Profit is simply revenue minus expenses. And so if you have an idea of what your expenses are and where you can cut them, for example, is there somewhere that you might be able to find a new vendor? Can you be getting better pricing on some of your wholesale items? Are you paying for services that you're not even using? I know that so many of you are part of memberships and have recurring services that you probably haven't logged into in months. Fourth quarter is a really great time to go through, clean those out. If you are not using it, then maybe you need to start using and implementing it, and you'll see that your income actually goes up, which is the second part of raising your profit, which is, again, to bring in more income. So lower your costs, lower your expenses, and increase your income. One simple way that you can increase your income is actually with step number 4, which is to price for transformation. All week long, I've been having conversations with coaches who know that they are creating amazing change in the world, who know that they are doing things that really are impacting not only the trajectory of their clients' lives, but the trajectory of every single person that their client is connected with. But the problem is they're charging crackhead prices and wondering why their clients are not actually invested in the process. Whenever we sell something to a client, and especially those of us who are in healing professions, coaches, consultants, speakers, there is an energy exchange. And it's vital that you actually allow your clients to be part of this energy exchange, because if they don't feel invested in the process, they are not going to do the work. And you've seen it yourself. How many courses have you signed up for? I was looking through my numbers, as I said earlier, and I was doing, just some reconciliation of my budget, looking at where things have gone out. And I noticed that I spent over $1,500 for a membership group that I never once logged into. And while I know that it's a tremendous group and I completely support the founder of the group, for me, it had no benefit because I didn't actually implement it. And so it's so important to go through, clean those things out, and find ways to either implement it, or if you know that it's something you're not going to implement, go ahead and cancel it and reach out to the founder and see if there's some way that you can move that over for additional services. So in my case, I was able to take that money I had already invested and use it towards one-on-one services. But really take a look at where your money is going. You can't ask for more if you're not maintaining what you already have. So when we talk about pricing for transformation, it's really important to price in a way that allows people to be actively engaged in what you are offering them. So yes, membership groups are a really great model for those who learn effectively in that way, but also having some sort of higher ticket, higher transformation exchange that you are able to offer to your clients, right? So if you already, and this is going to be a major thing, right? So first off, know who you are, know who you're serving, know the problem that you're solving. But if you are wanting an instant pay raise, I encourage you to take your highest priced offer and raise it by 2 to 5 times. multiply that offer, and then create a package around that. So for example, if your highest offer is $2,000, now it's $10,000, and create a package that provides over $10,000 in value. I am a firm believer in absolutely pricing for transformation, but still over delivering. So if we are creating a $10,000 transformation, what can we add in this? How can we package this in a way that we are creating an experience where the client not only is changed or not only gets a little relief, but we truly transform this problem and create a pivotal moment in their life. Price for transformation. Price for the results that you know you already get. And part of pricing for transformation means only working with those who truly see your value and knowing how to fully communicate your value. Now, I know that some of these things, it's like, wait, what are you even talking about? How do I create a business budget? You know, even part of knowing your numbers, doing a SWOT analysis. How do I do any of these things? I absolutely have the solution for you, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But first, our fifth tip. Fifth tip is to make sure that you are monetizing your magic and not your time. So often in business, there is an exchange of time, which really, if you are getting paid for your time, there's always a glass ceiling. There's never enough time in the world that you could be paid in a way that truly speaks to the transformation you provide. Are we clear about that? I know that for many of you right now, just having time to do your everyday tasks is you don't have enough time for that. So certainly if you are exchanging your time for money, you're never going to have enough money. So don't monetize your time, monetize your magic. So when I say your magic, this is your unique transformation that you provide. Monetize the things that you are able to do well that others may have difficulty with. I was speaking with someone earlier and she was asking about how to position her services. And the truth is that you are the bridge between your client's problem, your client's pain, and their solution or their paradise. You are that bridge. So monetize the things that you are doing well that others may struggle with. If you're doing one-on-one exchanges, one-on-one work, one really easy way to increase your profit is to create a group model based off the same framework that you're using with your one-on-one work. If you are doing one-on-one work and you only want to do one-on-one work, again, I mentioned earlier, increase that price. And when you increase the price, create a package that makes sense for it. What is the deepest level of work that you want to do for your clients? And what is the unique value that you bring to your clients that you can then chop up into digital products, into evergreen products, into things that sell themselves so that you are free to do that deeper work with that $50,000 client that you want to spend a month with, if that's what you decide is the deepest level of work you desire, right? So have the passive revenue coming in so that you're able to free up your time to use however you desire, to serve your clients on a deeper level, to spend time with your family, to take vacations and live the freedom lifestyle that you ask for. But if you're monetizing time, there's always a limit to that. So as a quick recap, the first thing is have some sort of daily practice that allows you to really connect with you before you go out into the noise of the world, before you log on to social media and see what everyone else is doing and get caught up in imposter syndrome and the things that you can't do and have your confidence shaken. Have a practice that allows you to come back to you and embody the abundance that you desire to create. Make sure that you are aligned with abundance and that the actions you're taking today are aligned with what you are asking for. The second thing is knowing your numbers. Be really clear on your business budget. Be clear on what's coming in, what's going out. Do a SWOT analysis. Know what your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, the threats to growth. Have a really clear understanding of where you currently stand. And then improve those numbers, create more income, and decrease your costs. Finally, or I'm sorry, not finally, next is to make sure that you are pricing for transformation. We're not here to just change our clients just a little bit. We are here to make sure that we are transforming their lives. So create packages that are based on the solution and the transformation that you provide and price accordingly. The tip that I gave for instantly increasing your pay is simply multiply your current offer, your highest offer, and then create a package around that. And finally, monetize your magic and not your time. Monetize the thing that makes you uniquely brilliant. And I promise that when you are monetizing your brilliance, you will never, ever, ever be short of profit. If you are needing any support with any of these things, if you're looking at me like, Coach B, I don't even know where to begin, I would love to support you in this. I'm doing 5 sessions next week for Q4 profit planning. And so if you need someone to sit down with you, look at your numbers, get really clear on what you have available right now. This isn't about recreating the wheel or creating a new thing. This is about getting really clear on what you already have to offer that your client needs. So if you need support and you need someone to walk through this with you, I would love to speak with you. Go ahead and check out our booking page at benirpierre.com/booking and schedule a session with me. I would be honored to support you. If you are watching this and you have gotten some value, I just ask that you go ahead and share this with a friend, share this with a biz bestie, share it with someone who needs it. Be sure to like us, like this page, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I will see you next Wednesday.